Hey there, how are you doing today? I am sitting outside. It's a beautiful day. It's still winter, but man, there are some days. Sky is blue, sun is shining, chickens are talking to me over to the side there, if you can hear them. Um, all of this has made me kind of think about something that I thought I would talk about. So, we so easily get into this. It's a nice day, it's a bad day, it's a sunny day, it's a cloudy day, it's a rainy day. In reality, and from a certain perspective, all of these things, they don't really amount to, well, a heck of a lot. Our whole world that we see is governed by our perceptions. What I mean by that is what we think we see isn't always what we see. What we think we hear isn't always what we hear. If you actually spend some time and do a little bit of research, you find out that your eyes don't actually see anything. It's your brain and your optic nerve translating information that is picked up by receptors in your eyeballs, and somehow through, I don't know, wizardry and chocolate, transmitted into the back of your brain. And from there, your brain somehow shoots that, I don't even want to say image, but shoots its creation of what it thinks it's perceiving in a kind of holographic way, so you're perceiving it outside your body. But in reality, the things we see are not what is really there. It's just our brain processing information and projecting it outwards. So when you sit and chew on that for a while, you really start to wonder. There's the chickens. You really start to wonder, what is actually going on around me? What am I actually seeing? Especially as someone who's a creative person, an artist, if you're a sculptor, if you're even, if you are creative in different ways, the things you're trying to create are in the same way just another level of perception. They are now things that you're seeing, and then you're projecting backwards into yourself and then out of yourself. So it's an expression. It's more like a conversation. It's me trying to explain something to somebody, which is kind of crazy and cool. But when we really start to look at that and think about it, we start to see that all the things that we think we see, all the things that we think we experience, are not quite what they are. So what does that mean? I had to stop the video because my perceptions were perceiving that I had a hair in my mouth. And I had to get it out because I'm trying to talk and thinking, man, I've got a hair in my mouth. But in the same way as, a little hair in your mouth can drive you crazy, the things around us can carry us around. So we put so much on the fact that, today's a sunny day and it's nice, so I should go out and do something. When in reality, every day is a nice day. And to take it even further, you only have a limited amount of days. So why on earth are you judging those days? If you think about that, what we should be doing is reveling in the difference in every single thing. We should be just blown away at, how much it's raining or how little it's raining, and what that rain is actually doing, and, all the rest of it. So what does that have to do with art? Well, it actually has everything to do with art. Let's take a look at my lemon. It fell off my tree. and it's not yellow, and it'll never be yellow. At least I don't think. But when you look at this, it's easy to, we'll just say it's a lime. When you look at that, it's easy to say, well, it's lime green. But look at it for a minute. When you start to actually see with different eyes, you see the darker color in the bottom, you see the lighter color up at the top, you see all these dots all over it, you see tiny little imperfect perfections in it. See its little kind of belly button? And it suddenly becomes something so beautiful that it's almost hard to describe when you change your way of looking at it. As artists, what we have to do is start to see our own lives differently, and we need to start to see everything around us. To me, what that means is that you can't trust your perceptions. You can't trust your eyes because they'll deceive you. You can't trust your ears because they'll deceive you, and so on. For instance, like I just said, that hair in my mouth, well, it was probably my hair. It was probably from my beard. And it took a little trip. And yet, that one little irritation made me hit stop on a video because I couldn't concentrate enough. Or at least I didn't want to be talking and suddenly, start choking on a hair, which was more what I was thinking. But at the same time, what we have to do is start to see things as they are. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't still get irritated by hair in your mouth. Of course you can. And it doesn't mean that, when it's a rainstorm that you're not going to use an umbrella. Well, of course. But maybe what we need to do is to flip our perceptions a bit. To start to realize that what we see is not what we see. And then try to see what isn't there. And try to see what is there. And if we can do that with, things in little ways, with that lemon lime, with, the sunny day and the rainy day, and see the beauty in both, maybe we can start to see our lives differently. I know that's not an easy thing. I know that the easiest thing is to just keep trucking. Get ourselves wrapped up in, the latest meme. Get ourselves wrapped up in work. Get ourselves wrapped up in our TV programs we're watching. Get ourselves wrapped up in a whole lot of things that in the end don't amount to much. Instead, maybe what we need to do is to pay close attention to our lives, to look inward, to try to see what is hidden in ourselves and in the world around us. And then as artists, what we want to do is learn how to express all of that. And it's not easy all the time, but it doesn't have to be scary, because at the end of the day, everything around you is you. You are made of more bits and pieces. You're made of more space than matter. There's more not you than there is you, actually. And yet we all walk around perceiving ourselves as something pretty special. In reality, we're all bound together on this amazing planet. And for those of us that are creative, what we want to do is to experience life truly and deeply. And that means looking a little bit differently. So I think what we need to do is try to remain present in the moment. Try to breathe more. Try to let go more. Try not to hold on to all of the little bits and pieces of baggage that we carry around, whether it's big stuff or small stuff. We need to cultivate compassion. We need to learn to be nice to ourselves first. And then we need to help all other things around us. When we start to do that, when we start to appreciate our lives, when we start to appreciate the moment, then our art can really grow, and so can we. The opposite of that, of course, is just walking around with blinders on and not caring and, not doing anything. Just wasting away this life that you've been giving. And I don't think you want to waste the life that you've been given. So the important path is not always the easy path. It takes slowing down. It takes learning to breathe and let go. And it takes learning to see and experience things differently. But in the end, what I've found at least is doing this stuff differently and digging in, it makes all the difference in the world. What I think would be a great exercise that you can do to help this a bit is to practice a little bit of visualization. Just close your eyes and picture yourself somewhere. Focus on your breathing and picture the vivid details of the space around you. And then from there, expand outwards. Feel the wind, feel the sun, feel the color and the sounds. And if we can do that inwardly, what can we do outwardly? These are some good things to think about. And the best part of it all is you've already got everything you need. You just need to slow down. You need to pay attention. You need to let go. And you need to breathe. You take care of yourself, and I will see you next time.